Well, another Monday Night Raw is in the books, folks. Another Monday Night Raw is in the books. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, fuck, it's Sunday. It's Sunday, it's not Monday. I got my fucking days mixed up. But I just watched a pay-per-view that felt like another Monday Night Raw. What is with the WWE? Really, I'm going to be completely blunt and very frank with each and every one of you guys. If you are here expecting a positive review of the Survivor Series 2013 from Massachusetts tonight, then please click off the video and go watch some other clown who is going to say, "Oh my God, it was a great pay-per-view. It was one of the best Survivor Series of all time." No. This is why I am what is best for business on YouTube. This is why I say, fuck those other guys. You're not going to hear the complete honesty from those other guys. You come here for the honest truth. And me and my brothers, I love talking to my brothers about old school wrestling. Nothing beats the old school. You take a look at the early 90s Survivor Series, and what we do typically is, we gather together every Thanksgiving and we watch old school Survivor Series because that's the Thanksgiving tradition. WWE built Survivor Series off the Thanksgiving tradition. And we sit down and we drink beer and we eat and we just fucking chill. And we watch old school Survivor Series pay-per-views. Back in the day, nobody did pay-per-view like the WWE. The Survivor Series was built on getting everyone on the roster on TV. It doesn't matter if the teams made sense. People were on pay-per-view 4 against 4, and it was survival. Who is going to survive? And from those matches, feuds were built. New feuds were blooming, and obviously it was just the whole sense of it was the means to survive. Survivor Series this year, I was struggling with the fact of survival. I was surviving to fucking stay awake during this garbage. This pay-per-view was an absolute fucking disaster. An absolute disaster. It was awful. Now, WWE teased us with the opening match. You had Goldust, Cody Rhodes, the Usos, and Rey Mysterio versus The Shield and the Real Americans. This match, I will say, and I even said it on Twitter, one of the best opening matches to start a Survivor Series pay-per-view I have ever seen. Roman Reigns is, just like the reports are saying, Roman Reigns is being groomed as the next king in WWE. He is going to be sitting upon that throne in the WWE, and that is very evident by what we've seen tonight on pay-per-view at the Survivor Series. Roman Reigns literally dismantled everyone on the opposing team. He delivered 4 spears, he delivered 4 pinfalls, and he won the match by himself, even when he was left alone. He beat Goldust, he beat Mysterio, and he beat both Usos. Okay? Unbelievable match to start off the pay-per-view, and I was even thinking, you know what? If the WWE keeps this up, they have a decent pay-per-view on their hands. Decent. Now, I want you guys to think, I want you guys to use your brain cells a little bit, okay? What you seen in the 5 against 5 Survivor Series pay-per-view match, the opening match tonight on pay-per-view. If we seen matches like that, if we seen matches that were built like that, in the same vein, the Survivor Series match, elimination style, don't you think the pay-per-view would have been a lot more better? Don't you think the pay-per-view would have actually been worth $50 if they built matches based on that concept, instead of giving us a 7-on-7 Divas match where every fucking elimination occurred 15 seconds after one was already done? You had fucking elimination 15 seconds, then another 15 seconds, another elimination. Come on, man. Those matches are an embarrassment to the fucking 27th annual Survivor Series. Then you had John Cena versus Alberto Del Boring. I mean, give me a fucking break. I could not even stand to look at this fucking match because nobody cared. I did not care for this feud. I didn't care for the feud leading into the pay-per-view. You think I'm actually going to care once those two guys are in the ring doing what they got to do? The match was terrible. Del Rio is awful. He is absolutely fucking awful. His character is stale and boring. He may be great in the ring. Don't get me wrong. The fucking guy can go in the ring. But he's got nothing behind it. He's got nothing behind it. Crowd sucks for him. Nobody gives a fuck about him. You know, he's in pointless and meaningless feuds. He's in feuds that we know he's never going to overcome. He's fighting John Cena. Why? Did anyone think that Del Rio was actually going to win this match? It was a waste of a fucking match. It was a waste. And then you had CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan. Oh, not CM Punk versus Daniel. I wish. That would have made the whole fucking pay-per-view. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan versus Luke Harper and Eric Rowan of the Wyatts. Now, this was a great match, okay? Punk and Bryan collectively gel great together. The Wyatts, obviously you guys know me. If you've been listening to me, the Wyatts are fantastic. I love their characters. I love what they do in the ring. I love their promos. Their whole character is built on that fucking mysterious, just psychotic, theme, and I love it. And I was upset that Bray Wyatt wasn't in the ring tonight. He really didn't get involved. But it was a great match. It's a very standard tag team match. There was nothing too crazy. Obviously, the crowd was behind CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. You had the yes chants and, you had the Punk chants and this and that. But it was a very standard tag team match that got the job done. It was there to literally help Eric Rowan and Luke Harper get over with the WWE audience. Obviously, they took the loss. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan ended up winning this match. But I want to be honest with you guys. I mean, I love the Wyatts. I love Punk and I love Bryan. Do not get me wrong. It was a great match. It did what it had to do. The lead up to it was decent. It could have been better. But to me, I think CM Punk and Daniel Bryan deserve better. I really think this kind of match is kind of beneath them. For what they have done, especially Daniel Bryan and CM Punk with his 400-plus days as WWE Champion, this is beneath them. I think they really deserve something a little bit better for the Survivor Series, and I hope that the WWE has something great in store for both of those guys leading into 2014. But, it was a great match. Aside from the opening match with, the Shield and the Real Americans versus the Usos, you had Goldust, Cody Rhodes, and Rey Mysterio. That match was fucking awesome. And then you had Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, the Wyatts versus Punk and Bryan. Those were the only two matches on this card that actually were worth a dime. Everything else on this card was completely garbage. Then you had Big E Langston. I'm forgetting Big E Langston versus Curtis Axel. Another Monday Night Raw match that was thrown on pay-per-view just out of the blue. It really didn't mean much because Big E Langston just won the IC title. They're putting him on pay-per-view in a rematch against Curtis Axel. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to take the title away from Big E? I mean, come on, man. Doesn't make sense. Again, too predictable. Then you had the pay-per-view, which I went on and said, this is really fucking nauseating. It really is, and it's just not what WWE needs to have on pay-per-view. It's not. This is not how you end a pay-per-view. You don't have the Big Show and Randy Orton close out a fucking pay-per-view in a 8-minute world title match with absolutely no fucking heat behind it. This is actually nauseating to me. It really is. The Big Show does not belong in a WWE Championship match. The Big Show doesn't belong in the main event of a pay-per-view. The Big Show doesn't belong in a WWE ring anymore. I've said this for months. The Big Show is fucking awful. He's out of shape. He's well past his prime. And Randy Orton really doesn't deserve this kind of treatment after working so hard to getting him back to that heel status that he once had. I just don't believe that the WWE bypassed Daniel Bryan. Listen to that. They bypassed Daniel Bryan in light of the Big Show for the world title. I mean, I don't get that. You're going to blame, or what the reports said, I don't know if they were true or not. I highly doubt that they're fucking true, but some people in the back, some official are blaming Daniel Bryan for the lackluster pay-per-view buys that SummerSlam every other pay-per-view that he headlined what Randy Orton did? Really? You're not blaming your fucking selves for the shitty story writing and the creative writing team? The angles and everything else that's on fucking TV, you're not blaming yourselves? Daniel Bryan is the hottest thing in the industry right now. If you don't see that, you're a fucking idiot. Every time he comes out, and there were people, and I'm seeing Daniel Bryan on screen, I'm watching him, I'm thinking to myself, a lot of people said this yes thing is never going to get over. This yes chant is never going to get over. It's not going to be the next Watt from Steve Austin, really? This is bigger than Steve Austin's Watt. It's fucking ridiculous. Daniel Bryan deserves to be headlining pay-per-views. Punk deserves to be headlining pay-per-views. And not Randy Orton and the Big Show. This match lasted 8 minutes. It was fucking awful. Big Show's entire offense was 5 knife-edge chops to Randy Orton's chest. There was a botched DDT, an RKO, an interference by Triple H, which was non-physical. Big Show was distracted. Next thing you know it, he's getting punt kicked in the head, and there was a 1, 2, 3, and that was it. Then, the biggest question mark of the evening, John Cena comes down with the World Heavyweight title, starts posing in the middle of the ring, walks right by Stephanie and Triple H, poses in the middle of the ring with Randy Orton. They're both showcasing both world titles. You got Cena with the world title, you got Randy Orton with the WWE Championship. Why? Why? Is this the next feud that they're going to be building up? Is this the next thing that's going to be happening? You're going to put this on TLC? If this is going to happen, okay, great, it's going to happen. Whatever. But you don't put it on TLC. You save it for the Royal Rumble. Now, there was rumors going around that WWE has been teasing Randy Orton versus John Cena for WrestleMania. I don't want to see it at WrestleMania. It would be fucking awful. Nobody wants to see Randy Orton versus John Cena, period, because it's happened so many times. I don't want to see it. That's another yawn fest. But this pay-per-view, that's the way it ended. John Cena and Randy Orton both showing off their belts, face-to-face in the middle of the ring, and then the screen went to black and the pay-per-view ended. What that means, I don't know. Are they setting up a new feud? Is this going to be a unification match? I don't know, but all in all, this pay-per-view was lousy. It was awful. It was dreadful. Every other fucking word negative in the dictionary that I could find, that would describe Survivor Series. This was one of the worst Survivor Series I've ever seen in my entire life. This is not the Survivor Series that I've grown up with. It has constantly gotten worse and worse throughout the years. No wonder Vince wanted to get rid of it a few years back. If Vince actually took care of it and fucking gave it the proper, nurturing that it deserves, then it would be a standout pay-per-view. Every fucking Survivor Series needs to have at least 3 elimination matches. You have 1 to open up the show, and then everything else is just a fucking Monday Night Raw that you paid $60 for. That's all it was. That's all it was. Think back to the fucking early days of Survivor Series. You had fucking the Foreign Fanatics versus the All-Americans back in 1993. You had, you had Undertaker win the WWF Championship from Hulk Hogan back in 91. You had all these fucking guys, collectively as a unit struggling to survive in a classic 4-on-4 Survivor Series match. You had, back in the 93 Survivor Series, another point, you had the IRS's team of Adam Bomb, and you had the model Rick Martel against Razor Ramon and Macho Man Randy Savage. You had Diesel on the other team. I mean, all these guys, they had nothing to do with each other, but you put them in the ring together, and it just, the Survivor Series, you got to survive. And then from that match, you had IRS blossom into a feud with Razor Ramon the following pay-per-view. The WWE is booking the Survivor Series every year worse and worse, and this is what pisses me off as a fan. It really does. It pisses me off as a fan because it's just another throwaway pay-per-view, and it just shows you that the WWE once again built this pay-per-view off John Cena versus Del Boring, which nobody cared about. They built it off Big Show versus Randy Orton, and that was a fucking nightmare of a pay-per-view, a main event. It's just awful, man. It sucks as a wrestling fan to see this kind of shit. And I feel sorry for whoever spent $60 on this garbage. I really do. I really do. This is why people illegally stream pay-per-views on the internet and just steal it and don't even bother paying for it. This is why. The WWE, I know, is on vacation for the next 4 weeks. As soon as the Royal Rumble comes around, as soon as the Royal Rumble build starts to be showing itself on Monday Night Raw, then we might see the WWE creative get back into the swing of things. But as of right now, I would not recommend this pay-per-view. It's a fucking 2 out of 10, and my brother said I'm being gracious and generous with that 2 out of 10. The 2 out of 10 goes to the first match with Roman Reigns being a beast and spearing 4 out of the 5 guys to win that match all by himself. And then you got CM Punk and Daniel Bryan versus the Wyatts. Other than that, this pay-per-view was a complete fucking miss. It was garbage. So if you guys are thinking about watching it, do not order it. Do not even stream it. Do not even watch the replay. It's not even worth wasting your time. And that's your Survivor Series pay-per-view review. If you guys agree with me, let me know what you guys think of the show down below in the comments. I'll be back on Tuesday with your Monday Night Raw review. What's going to happen with John Cena and Randy Orton? What is going on there? Is it going to be another boring Cena versus Orton feud? Is it going to be a unification match? What's going to happen? We'll find out on Monday Night Raw tomorrow. I'm out, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Subscribe, rate, comment, share, favorite, all that good shit. I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday. Take care.